I was sliding the last tray of rolls onto the table when Caleb scraped his plate toward me without looking up. "Mom says you're supposed to serve, not eat," he said, like reading a rule. Laughter cracked open around the table. Lena clapping, Mom snorting into her wine, Uncle Vince chewing while he cackled. I set the tongs down. The room shrank to forks and breath and that shining ham. I didn't make a speech. I just walked to the kitchen, grabbed my coat from the chair back, and let the front door close behind me. No one called my name. Their laughter didn't even skip. The cold hit like a rinse. I sat in my car with the heat off, hands flat on the wheel, not angry so much as finished. Finished pretending the holiday chores were love. Finished earning my chair with casserole. By the time I reached my apartment, my phone lit, from Marilyn. "Stay away if you're going to be like that." No question, no concern. I typed back, "Sure, and the money stays away too," then turned the phone face down. Every year had been a loop. I showed up early, cooked myself hollow, set plates straight, smiled, nodded, wore whatever role they handed me. Not the daughter, staff. It started after I moved out and got steady work. Marilyn began hinting how fortunate I was compared to Lena. Lena, who stayed, married quick and divorced quicker, who had Caleb at 21 and treated that fact like a season pass. Maybe they never said it, but the message was clear enough. I lived alone. I had no husband, no kid. That made me useful. Tonight, it made me done. By midnight, the calls came in waves. Marilyn, then Lena, then the house phone, blame. I left my phone on the counter buzzing. When I finally checked it, there were 13 missed calls, 7 voicemails, and a stack of texts accusing me of starving a child. I didn't answer. Morning brought a bank alert. Attempted login on the savings account I'd used for Caleb's tuition. I'd closed it the night before. For 2 years I'd wired $700 a month. Until Lena gets on her feet. Her nails never seemed to miss an appointment. Just after lunch, the school administrator left a voicemail asking if the upcoming payment was still scheduled. I called back and said, "No, that was all." Around 3, Daniel, Lena's ex, rang. We hadn't spoken since I helped him pull child support records for court. "She's telling people you're jealous," he said, "that you're sabotaging Caleb." I thanked him and hung up. Not surprised. At dusk, my doorbell chimed. Through the peephole, I saw Marilyn, coat collar up, plastic bag in hand. Leftovers, a peace offering shaped like control. I didn't open. She knocked, called, left a voicemail. I deleted it. Friday, the tone changed. Marilyn emailed, regretful paragraphs, soft focus explanations, then the hook. Your father would be so disappointed in you. She didn't know he'd extended his overseas contract. She didn't know he knew nothing. I forwarded the thread to Dad. No subject, no commentary, every word of hers intact. 3 hours later, his reply, I'll be home Monday. Don't speak to anyone until I arrive. I made tea, set the phone face down, and stared at the window's square. For the first time in years, silence felt like mine to keep. Dad rang my bell Monday evening, suitcase at his heel. He didn't ask for a speech. He hugged me and said, I read everything. We sat in the kitchen with tea fogging the air. When he finally spoke, it was quiet. Why didn't you tell me? Because years don't fit in a sentence. He slid a folder across the table, documents, an account in my name, enough to breathe. You've carried more than your share, Ava. Hearing my name like care loosened something in my ribs. He stood. I'll handle the mess. By Thursday, he'd told the school there was no more tuition and called a dinner. I went anyway. Marilyn waited at the end of the table, napkin exact. Lena sat, eyes hot. Dad stayed standing. We're going to speak plainly, he said. He turned to me. Start. I told them the truth. The years of cooking like it bought my chair, the $700 a month, the plate shoved at me while they laughed. I said I wasn't a servant and I was done. Lena scoffed that I lived for attention. Marilyn murmured that family requires grace. Dad's voice cut clean. Grace isn't exploitation. He looked at Lena. No more tuition, no more demands. And you posted Ava's work information. That stops tonight. My attorney is sending a cease and desist. Lena shoved back her chair and stormed out. The door thudded through the house. Marilyn's defiance sagged into silence. Dad exhaled, finally sat, and took my hand. You should have walked out years ago. I'm proud you did. I left with the envelope in my bag and air in my lungs that felt new. Boundaries, it turns out, are whether you make yourself.